What a show we're having. Welcome back to Jeff Koinange Live. We are live here at Citizen Television with Homa Bay Woman Rep Gladys Wanga on fire, as is Kandara Member of Parliament Alice Wahome. My goodness, you've made my work very easy today. You're just, you are doing all the talking. And someone was asking you, Mheshimiwa Wanga, let me ask you this. Someone was saying, look, you talked about betrayal in the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh, betrayers and everywhere. When Baba left NASA to go and do the handshake, a lot of his fellow NASA members felt betrayed. Yes,
they felt betrayed, but why were there was no betrayal there? Because he simply went ahead.
But without telling them.
Because of the sensitivity of the issues at the time. And he came back to NASA and explained that these are the steps we're going to take in terms of bringing the country together. And that is exactly what the explanations he made. And they agreed. Remember, all these NASA principals supported the BBI. They all supported the BBI. I remember Mudavadi's signature on the board. I remember Wetangula's signature on the board. Because once they were explained to where we were going as a country and what this was about, they agreed with it. So they can't call it betrayal because they agreed with the basis and the foundation for the handshake, which was the 9-point agenda and which led to the BBI. And they signed and they campaigned for it and they ascribed to it. So I think I don't see betrayal in that context.
Mm-hmm. And to you, the handshake destroyed everything.
The handshake was a betrayal on both sides, you know. From their end, there was huge betrayal because these are your principles or core principles. You've been working with them, you campaign together, assuming that the ideology and the issues that you are working on are the same. And it's okay, you can be the person to be sent to go and negotiate, but have a meeting first. Don't go finish the business and then come and tell them. I think they had the right to feel betrayed. And I think it was obvious they were betrayed. And since then, things started falling apart in NASA. Until now, they are forming Azimio. When you come to Jubilee, it's the same. I think that the way Jubilee had conducted itself the previous term was completely not the same way this term has been conducted. And I have heard even William Ruto talking about it, and that he allowed the president because that was okay. But it is the things that happened after the handshake that became betrayal day in, day out. Up to today, you cannot, this has never been seen in history, Jeff. A president.
Betrayal of whom?
It is not Jubilee. The Jubilee itself as a party. The party is completely now finished. I mean, we have just about 20 members of parliament, and we had 172 members of parliament. So you're betraying the people who voted for you because, you know, your actions are not being explained properly, are not being understood. I think the president has a lot to explain to the people who supported him and who voted for him. And we respect the president. But you see, you cannot go on, and every action appears that it is very negative, and you are not in cordial relationship with the people you were, working together cordially. And any discomfort in that high office becomes a discomfort to the country. And that's why maybe there was need for the handshake. However, after that, why do you now remove arrests from a committee? Why do you change things the way they were being done without explaining? Why do you not call PGs? Why is the party not functioning? Why is all this vitriol and strong words being sent to undermine your deputy? And I think it's all there in the public that the marriage is corrupt. Mm. We are in UDA, and Jeff, we are okay. We are at a good place.
You're ready?
Maybe it was bound to happen because in any event, there are people waiting for endorsement. Presidency is not about endorsement, Jeff. Presidency is about you going to the people, speaking with the people, explaining yourself, setting your agenda, and people accepting and buying into your agenda.
Okay, let's face it, both of you, none of the this so-called two-horse race, none of them can win or cross the finish line without the support of a further coalition, or let's say OKA, for instance.
We are planning to first round. We are winning first round. That's our plan.
With or without?
With or without any. We are, our first coalition partners are Kenyans. And that's why people misunderstood what we are talking about. And William Ruto is, has gone to Kenyans. Now, he has other partners who have come on board. But our agenda was to partner with Kenyans, Jeff, with bottom-up economic model. That is our selling point. Now, we have a new partner, because Weta, they are working very well. They have been working very well with Musalia Mudavadi. They're talking about Pesa Mufukoni. When you look at it, it's really, again, talking about the ordinary Kenyan.
Okay. Jeff, Azimio is open for partnerships. Azimio is open for partnerships. We don't just believe in winning the election. We believe in carrying with us as many Kenyans as possible. And that is why Azimio is open. We will welcome all parties, big and small, all partners, not followers, not this thing of we are partnering with Kenyans only because you want to maintain a monolithic single one-man show. We want Kenyans to come on board. We want parties to come on board. We want OKA to come on board. We want everybody to come on board so that as many of us as possible can cross that line together. And so that when we cross the line, we cross it not at 50+1. No, we cross it convincingly, carrying as many Kenyans as possible with us. So I don't want to be arrogant and just stamp about how we are going to cross the line. What I want to say is that we are open for partnerships. This is the key pillar of Azimio la Umoja, and that is why it is called Azimio la Umoja. Is
Baba open to backing somebody like he did in 2002, the Kibaki Tosha moment? Is Baba open to that? Or does he have to be the presidential candidate?
Baba has announced his presidential bid. He will be running. He will be going forward, and people will come on board, and people will discuss, and people will agree. And Baba has said he's running for the presidency. And remember, Jeff, before Baba said he was running for presidency, he didn't just come out in 2017 and said, I'm running for presidency, like some people did. He consulted. He went around the country. And by the way, he said, I'm open, I'm free. This country is more important than any of us. I am open to not even running at all. But Kenyans said, Baba, please continue. Let us have that Mandela moment. Let us be in this safe pair of hands. Jeff, this place where I'm seated is where Francis Atwoli was seated. And in his patriotic wisdom, he said, he asked the question, in whose hands are Kenyans safe? And more Kenyans have realized and are realizing and are coming to the agreement that we have a safe pair of hands in Baba, a leader who has demonstrated that he can actually look back, step back, shake hands, even with his worst nemesis, shake hands, shelve his ambition, ask for nothing about it, and put the country forward.
The think tank for Azimio, obviously, the first #1 think tank is Francis Atwoli, your good friend. The second think tank is Murafe. The third think tank is...
Why is she saying them like something is wrong with them?
No. Yes, the third and the fourth and the fifth,
wrong with them.
I won't mention them, but they come from their county.
Go on.
And you see, these are people who meet in boardrooms, and they have been used to the old type of politics where they thought, they meet and they connive and collude and go to Kenyans and lie to them. So and then they imagine that the whole community will now follow. Kenyans are at another level now. They want you to go to them. You don't have to be taken by those, those multi-billionaire clubs and whatever, about Kenya Foundation. So I can tell you, the last time Atwoli talked,
which is what
and it's good because she has talked about Atwoli. The last time Atwoli talked, obviously he lost a lot of votes for Baba. Because the first thing he did is to threaten Luhya leaders, from Western, and saying that if you don't go to Bukungu, and these are elected leaders, treat people with decorum and respect also. They will not be elected. They can forget.
Okay, let me...
They go to Bukungu. So if they are relying on those kind of people to bring Mulima,
okay,
let's say to bring Mulima and help him to climb Mulima, I can tell you he will Teresa tomorrow, day after, until there is no hope.
The way Alice is speaking, it's like he's speaking to an amateur in politics. He's not speaking to a political amateur. He is speaking about an experienced politician who people have written off many times, by the way, and has still emerged to be what he is. So, Alice talking about boardrooms like Raila Odinga or even Francis Atwoli. Francis Atwoli has been at the helm of the trade union for all the years he has. By the way, he has been going back and back and back. That is high voltage politics, including at global levels. You cannot speak about somebody like that as if he does not know how to look for his votes. If you want to know, look at the Western governors. Are they with the governor? No, I'm speaking, and Alice was speaking, and I was quiet.
She knows why the governors are there. And she doesn't want me to say about it.
No. MPs. Look at the ones Musalia thought he was living with. They've mostly said they're in Azimio, even the ones from wherever else. So therefore, you've seen how the migration has been. So this story of he threatened Luhya leaders, what have you, politics is what it is, and the people she has mentioned here. And by the way, Alice today has mentioned so many people's names, including throwing in Junet's name under a KEMSA, non-existent KEMSA thing, and she should withdraw that statement.
But KEMSA is not existent.
Because it is not true. For you to throw someone's name in a corruption
KEMSA
thing, and that then there's no proof for it.
Wanga.
Parliament has investigated KEMSA. I've never had Junet's name. DCI and all these people have investigated KEMSA. I've never had Junet's name. So to her to come to
I'll send you the name.
And speak about it. Until she brings evidence, she shouldn't speak about it.
Okay.
She was here talking about how William Ruto...
I just spoke about facts.
...should be talking about, or, should be maybe giving, evidence or saying what happened to Arwa and
But he spoke about it. He said...
the way, you are saying he's responsible. You remember the DPP himself saying that that has nothing to do with William Ruto. Indeed, the investigations today have, how far have they gone?
He should give more.
How far have they gone? Wanga.
Those cases are still in court. The individuals aren't here.
This government of handshake has politicized all those cases, selective, application of the law, rushing.
Alice is running away from that real question.
He asked me, those cases are still in court.
Yes.
Not just those cases, Jeff. Many cases that were rushed to court. And have you had anybody on the handshake being taken to court?
No, but Junet
all these governors, just wait until the term is over. All these governors behind Baba will find themselves
all right, let me ask you, ladies.
The files are complete.
Now you are threatening them.
And I was in justice and legal affairs.
Now you are threatening the governors who are supporting Baba.
I was in justice and legal affairs.
This is what I told you exactly.
Go to
there
the Senate,
is going to be
Jeff.
vindictiveness.
There
is going to be... Did you hear what Ali said?
Go to Senate. You will find...
All these governors behind Baba, they will find themselves in court. What did I say earlier?
Yeah, because...
Anger, bitterness.
You see now.
The government is going to have vengeance, arrest.
Wanga is rising against that because... But Wanga, criminal cases will continue to be investigated and...
But why are you targeting certain people and saying...
Because we know. Because we know. Even they talk about it. Their files are complete, Jeff. A good number of them, files are complete.
And you know this for a fact?
Oh, I know as for a fact.
Why aren't they in court or in jail?
Because that is what they are trading in to support Baba.
And this is straight from you? I mean, as...
No, Jeff.
That's speculation.
I'm a member of parliament.
But we don't deal with cases.
We don't deal with
criminal cases in parliament.
Information comes.
We do legislation.
Oversight is in Parliament. And information,
well, at least we
Jeff,
don't see files,
the amount of information we receive even from the public and the public servants is a lot. Directly and indirectly.
So
how come we don't know this? How come it's not out there?
Because the government is using the criminal justice system to fight William Ruto. Who doesn't know, Jeff? You live in this country.
So let me ask you, Jeff.
You live in this country.
Let me ask you, Jeff.
How many of our members...
That's a very serious statement.
Yes. No, it's a true statement,
has been
Jeff.
charged in court with
It's
corruption, including taking land from a widow. Okay? He was even impeached in the Senate for those very evidences. And he has been charged in a court of law. So are you saying Ferdinand Waitito did not do those things? So why would you say Rigathi has been charged with all those...
Of course. Even
let me ask you.
They will charge Rigathi, they will charge Alice, they will not charge Gladys, they will not charge Junaid, they will not charge Badi because they are using the criminal justice system.
But we are supposed to be charged for what?
To intimidate, to harass.
What are we being charged for? We haven't told anything.
Some of the information, Jeff, incidentally, comes from the investigating officers.
About Alice Wahome, how come she hasn't been touched?
Yeah.
I don't have a file myself.
Exactly.
In fact...
If you don't have a file, you won't be charged. But if you have a file, you must be charged. If you have a file.
How do you know?
Jeff, you know, those people who have been working with the government, and you know, some are just partners or friends. You know, you have even seen friends of members of parliament being taken to court jointly with them. And they have even been told, you leave William Ruto, we are going to release you.
By
who said that? Come on, that's an allegation.
But
no, it's not an allegation.
Are we just in a gossip place?
She said,
give us an example. No.
She said Rigathi Gachagua has been charged in court. Yeah. Do you know Rigathi Gachagua?
But he's not here. He's not here right now.
He's my friend.
He's your friend.
He will not take any action against you or against me. Or against law.
Yeah, but let's not talk about him because he's not here.
No, you know, she's the one who raised the name.
I asked you about Alice. And you said there's nothing. And Gladys.
You know, Jeff.
Okay.
Where the problem with this country is that the truth has been rendered useless. And this country's levels of deceit and dishonesty and the way we have abused the law and impunity, we are back to the days of single-party system under handshake.
But you see, rhetoric,
under handshake.
What Alice is doing
under handshake.
Rhetoric.
Yeah.
What she should do for the benefit of Kenyans is deal with specifics. For example, say Gladys Wanga is supposed to be charged for ABC, but she hasn't been charged because she's in the handshake. But you know, she's just rumor-mongering as far as this place is concerned. She's using big words, but nothing specific. Everything I have spoken here, I have substantiated by things that are already in court or elsewhere.
Gladys, is it the first time a government has taken people to court? You know, don't lie here. Is it the first time a government has taken people to court on trumped-up charges? Is it the first time?
I'm not lying about anything.
No. Is this the first time? You know, and you know...
I don't know, you
remember... You remember... You are still in opposition.
Tell us.
But you are now in a what? By something.
You just said I'm lying.
By something. You know, Gladys, Kenyans know. You know, you will convince nobody. You better even accept that this government has failed. Certainly on the criminal justice system, the fight against corruption. Why have we not achieved, Jeff? It's because most of those files don't even have evidence. It's because they want us to stop supporting William Ruto, according to them. Once they take you to court, you'll be scared and run away. And true, some members of parliament will join our coalition, maybe by next week, third week. And they were worried because they know that they were trying to get files which don't exist. And police can take you to court, by the way. This DPP has been very good.
Sounds like you
So
know.
There are many files that he has
But
rejected, that he has rejected and returned to the
DPP
How do we
DCI.
know? We don't know this for a fact. How do we know? How do you know?
And the DPP,
I wish you would tell us.
You know the files
the very
have been
DPP they have been fighting and saying is being used politically is the same one is accepting.
We really have not been fighting DPP. It's the DCI that we have a problem with. You saw even like this case of the, let's not bring, that's another whole
That's another
subject.
story altogether.
It's a very long story.
Okay. let me ask
The
you this.
DCI is being fought for doing his work. Simple.
Okay,
The DCI is thorough. The DCI does his job. He does it well. And it can't be stomached. The DCI is fearless. Nobody is untouchable as far as the DCI judge.
You see, Jeff.
Okay, okay. Let's move off that topic real
I
quick.
think let's move
Yes.
on. But if Azimio intend to win elections using the criminal justice system, because the system is available for them, they have even told some of our members of parliament,
But rumors,
move
Jeff,
the ones who have been
rumors.
taken
Those
to
are
court.
just, we cannot speculate. We
Yes.
cannot
The ones
confirm
who
that.
have
I've just been like a rumor mill here.
We are not a rumor mill. I'm talking about my colleagues, Jeff.
Let's talk about you, not your colleagues. They're not
I'm
here.
talking about my colleagues.
Okay, women and politics. You have been in this game for a few years. Can the tone is the tone of women in politicking different from men? Can it be different? Can it? And the reason is, why aren't there more women?
The tone of women even now is much better. It's different. I think it is more reconciliatory. There is less violence in women units of elections. And I think that the women would provide a different leadership, even in terms of governance.
Yeah, but sometimes in parliament,
we have lost.
Behave like the men, huh?
Yeah, because the field in there, it can be toxic sometimes until even communicating is a problem, Jeff. But you asked me about women leadership. Already the women around, and you can see they are offering different type of leadership. But, when it comes now to hitting the road, when the rubber must meet the road, the field has more men. The political field has more men than women. So you might now think it is a catwalk or a ladies' game and find that you are handling 10 men, 1 woman. So it becomes very difficult to appear normal or to behave normal.
Will that make it difficult for people like you running in Homa Bay, in places like Homa Bay? Does that make it difficult? Jeff,
it's difficult because the things women have to deal with, men don't have to deal with.
Yeah.
For example, you don't have to get married and leave your home and go elsewhere. I was born in Kisumu County. I'm married in Homa Bay. I have a home, I have children, I have for every intent and purposes, my home, where I will be buried if I die, is Homa Bay. But now it's a question of, you don't come from here, you don't belong here, go to another, so these issues are issues that put women at a disadvantage. And therefore, that is what necessitated the need even for affirmative action. And even political parties must look inwards and see how can we hold hands of women to get them to positions. Because the playing field, if we said the playing field was level, we'd be lying. It's not level. The playing field is tilted and it favors the men. And Baba says many times about how if a woman is running against a man, if Alice is running against a man in Kandara or elsewhere, if you're married in there, then the man will say, this one I played with him in class 3. This one is the path we used to follow when we were going to the lake. This is the path we used to do what. And you have to come in and leave your family and all those your peers and come back and compete. It's not a walk. It's not a walk in the park.
It's a displacement, Jeff. It's a form of, for a woman to marry in another county, which will happen and it is happening, and then you have to make that your home.
Yeah.
It's a form of displacement. Because like she has said, you have to get new networks, new contacts, new families, and therefore you have to first deal with that. And then for the campaign period, these people will start saying you don't belong there. Notwithstanding that you have their children, it's your home, like he has said, and before you were working and interacting with them.
Yeah.
You could even be the main support system in that particular family.
But Jeff, having said that, we are ready.
But we are ready,
We are
Jeff.
prepared.
Those are just challenges.
We are moving forward. Those are challenges, but we are overcoming them.
But the
we'll
voters
have more
and the
women
country,
governors,
Jeff,
and Homa Bay will be one of them, and there'll be several others.
At least you agree on one thing, which is, hold on.
That we must increase the number of women.
That's right.
Yes.
Okay, at least you agree on something for once.
The parties and the government must partner.
Yeah.
The parties and the government. The government has a role.
Let's see what the people are saying.
Okay.
Let's go to the magic wall and the tweets, my
We
goodness.
shouldn't bash us too hard.
No problem.
Here's Cornelius says, ask Mheshimiwa, if the deputy president doesn't pick a running mate from the mountain,
what will they do?
Go on.
Okay, the picking of a running mate is not a one-person's affair. It's a party affair and our partners.
So you're just going to leave it like that?
Yeah.
Okay, who's going to be Baba's running mate? Just for
it will not change our,
Okay, what about Baba's?
We have a whole field out there, and we're looking.
Okay.
We hope it can be a woman.
Okay. Jonathan Muller says, to the two leaders, whichever side comes to power, how will they tackle the issue of political intolerance, such as the utterances that seem to pit communities and groups against each other? Good question there, Jonathan.
National cohesion, we have to put people with the right frame to do the work properly. That is one. But we need to maybe speak more about it and tell Kenyans not to tolerate.
Okay, Mahesh, real quick.
Yeah, I think we have to deal with it. I think currently the way the law is, handling those who speak incitement is good. We have to tighten it. Lakini pia tuendelee na azimio la umoja.
You had to put that in, huh? Okay. Lester Koff says, kindly ask Madame Alice what the law says with regard to the term of the DP.
The term?
Yeah, can a sitting DP seek to be elected as president before his term is over? Or is he supposed
Yes, there is a period within which, for the next general elections, you are allowed to either choose a party, another party, and also apply for a fresh term. You must apply it before. So he will continue being a sitting deputy president we shall continue being members of parliament. We will not vacate. Parliament does not dissolve as such. Yeah.
Okay, Wycliffe Orwa is asking, does the mass defection of ANC members from the party send any signal to UDA? Should the sentiments by Muthama send some signal to Musalia? I think you mentioned that a little earlier on, right? Go on, Mesh.
We are quite okay. We are very confident. Those are, it's a new marriage. There will be one or two teething problems, but we are capable of dealing with that. And there is no cause of alarm. There is no need for panic. We okay. Muthama was misquoted.
When that statement is made, something is terribly wrong.
Yeah, he was misunderstood. He said so.
When a politician says I was misquoted,
he said he was misunderstood.
Exactly how he wishes to have been.
He was misunderstood.
He just needs somewhere to throw the skunk.
Okay. So
we are quite confident. We're doing well. Oh, very well.
Yeah.
Blaise Maura is asking, what an impressive list of socialist agendas by ODM. Quick question. Considering the fact that the country is broke, where are they planning to get the money to finance all of these? More loans?
We are broke.
Higher taxes?
I think we've been very clear on this matter, which is that we must tighten up corruption. We must tighten up corruption. We must deal with corruption, family. If we do, 300 billion a year will be saved. Surely, can't you fund the agendas we've said? And if we, and apart from that, just tightening up wastage, just dealing with issues of, austerity and focusing more on social security, and that's important. But remember, we are not on social security alone. We are also on industrialization, affordable housing. Baba is big on those as well. Yeah. Today, I just outlined but a few because the show can only accommodate so much. But his 10-point agenda.
Yeah, but Jeff, social security has never been an answer to an economy that has been run down. We need to create more money for people to be able to meet their own needs.
And Jeff, that's exactly the point. We are bringing up everyone. How do you bring up everyone? You continue to create wealth, but then your lowest of lowest you don't ignore. No country, even in the developed world, even with big economies, ignores their poor. They give them safety nets so that they are at the same level.
Okay, someone's saying young women, a lot of them, are watching you right now. If you were to give them one tip for getting into politics, what would it be? You first.
It's doable. They must be resilient. They must be committed to the cause. It's not easy. They will manage.
Yeah. So just believe in yourself and don't think it's about money. Jump in. If you believe in it, follow it. Money will follow you there. We didn't start at having anything, my own experience.
Yeah.
I started with nothing. And if your ideas are good, they will convince people and people will come on board. So don't be afraid that I don't have the money to join, because that's what's putting off many politicians.
Yeah.
Engage.
Well put. Lisa Cole is asking, these two ladies, very mature in their debating. I like them all. Honorable Wahome should reconcile with the president.
That's a good point.
It's good.
Yeah, if I beat him, I'll give him a handshake.
And then he says you'll capture your seats and wishing you all the best. Okay, final thoughts going forward as a nation at this point in time.
Yeah.
Go on. Millions of people are listening and watching you right now.
As a nation, we will have elections on 9th of August. We hope, I believe, and we are putting everything in place for the UDA and its teams to win the next general elections. We will make a difference because we intend to have an economic revolution so that life starts being different this coming September. But we must demand accountability for the new government. We must demand free, fair elections, but Kenyans also must vote. So right now, they must register to be voters. I mean, and I think that is the minimum that we can expect from them.
Yeah.
But we will have free and fair elections. That's what we're looking for. No monkey business. We must also demand that there should be no violence. And the security teams must not take sides. They must be the neutral security officers that give police service to everybody. We hope we don't see any bloodshed. And that is achievable. I believe it is achievable.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but our president must remain the statesman in the whole affair, the statesman holding the country together as the contestants take each other on.
All right.
Yeah, thank you, Jeff. I think, people must register. Young people must go out there, get IDs, get your vote. That's your voice, regardless of how you're going to use it. Go out there, register to vote. Secondly, for the young women, the women thinking of joining politics, jump in there. We can't get the seats unless we run. So let us just have the courage to run. If you're thinking of just run. Thirdly, as candidates go around asking for the presidential vote, Kenyans must scrutinize the track record of the candidates that they're following. Have they kept their promises in the past? Do they have a track record of keeping their promises or of broken promises? If somebody gives you a promise and they didn't keep the one for yesterday, don't believe them today. Stick to somebody who has kept their promises, and in this day and for today, we are safe in Baba's hands. It is a legacy of kept promises. Let's go with Azimio la Umoja.
Gladys Wanga, woman rep Homa Bay. And you forgot to say you're running for governor, but I'll just say you're buying.
Yes, running for governor,
okay.
And I'm going to come back with the governor.
Of course, I'm running for Kandara constituency for the 3rd term.
Well done.
And of course, I hope for better, I'm looking for better and bigger spaces, political spaces.
Like what?
For me and for women.
Like?
DP.
Even the presidency. But before the presidency, you must
DP. Anatafuta DP. Anatafuta DP.
I told Wanga that one you are given, lakini inatosha.
Anatosha.
Umesema.
Wengine pia wanatosha.
Wamesikia.
Wengine pia
Azimio, by the way.
Yeah, wengine
we want
pia.
a woman DP.
Yes. Wengine pia wametosha.
Kina mama washikilie viti.
Wengine pia.
Ladies, it's great talking to you. Thank you for your advice. Thank you for the debate. And thank you for, giving us a lot of hope. And we wish you all the very best.
Thank you, Jeff, for having us. You're most gracious.
Wonderful.
And today you've let us talk. And
Make
just
it more
listen
often.
Like I said, you made my job very easy today.
Yes, so much.
Make it more often.
Definitely.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Wow.
Call me alone. Call her alone. The way you do that, friend of yours, then we can talk about the running mate or governor,
All right. If you're chosen as running mate, then you can come.
No, don't give preconditions. I thought you were partnering with me. Thank you very much, Jeff.
Thank you so much for being a part of the show. Thank you, ladies. We appreciate it. Have a great week. And keep watching Jeff Koinange Live every Wednesday. Wow. It's going to get even hotter and hotter. I forgot to use the extinguisher here.
I know. You should have.
Good night. Good luck. God bless you all.
Natosha. Kuna siku nyingine alisema natosha. Well, you didn't watch that.
Natosha.